All right, we're live. Ryan wants me to play the music, but we are live. I'm still trying to get live on Instagram. But...
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to After Further Review, episode 61. Y'all ready to get after it tonight? We got a loaded show, of course, as always. But the biggest thing I think we're all excited for is the NBA playoffs. But obviously, great weekend of baseball, too. Even better weekend for UFC, which I know you both are really excited to dive into. And then, have a little bit of story time. Not by Ben, though, this time. By yours truly, Chase. So
yeah. And I can't believe we bricked on not even talking about UFC 300 before, as far as last week. But we're going to definitely recap it today. But first, I just want to talk some baseball. I wanted to talk a little Mets. Couple things over the last week. First of all, on the field play, they've shown a lot of grit and resilience this year, something I can't say about a lot of Mets teams. I know it's early in the year, but it's exciting to see that from the team. They're at 500 now. They started off 0-5, so they're 8-3 in their last 11 games. They have a bunch of come from behind victories. The bullpen's been pitching phenomenal. Still some struggles in the lineup, but I've been pretty excited and happy with what I've seen so far from particularly Brett Beatty. He's taken a huge step. He struggled last year, kind of platooned. This year he's getting third base role every day. Nope, not the power there yet, but he's hitting over 300. He's been playing great defense, and he was one of their top prospects. So to see him kind of starting to become an everyday MLB player is really big for that team. 8-8, and they played the Braves. They won 3 straight series. They played the Braves, Royals, and Reds, all teams who are, playing pretty well right now too. So I've been excited for what I've seen. Harrison Bader has 2 straight nights now of go-ahead 8th inning hits. So just kind of working on all cylinders, and I've been excited to see what I've seen on the field so far.
I'm pumped for you, man.
Yeah,
I'm pumped for you. It's way more exciting sometimes in the beginning of the season when your team, is still relevant.
Yeah,
and there's some plenty of bright spots, like you said. So.
Well, it's just a grit and resilience they've had. Been down a lot of games. Starting off 0-5 under a new manager is it's tough. They were in a, there was one point where they had been no hit for like 14 straight innings or something in that Tigers series. It seemed like it did not seem like this was going to go well. But they've battled back, and I think they've gotten their confidence back a lot. And this is a team that's not really playing with expectations like the team last year. So sometimes that can just kind of, let some guys, swing more freely and not put that pressure on themselves too. So we'll see how it goes. Still early, but at least I'm enjoying watching this team play.
Yeah, that definitely makes a bonus for baseball season, especially after we've been missing it so much. So it's really nice when your team can actually win and do it on a consistent basis, And I would have to say for the Phillies, it's been up and down so far to start the year, but there's definitely been some bright spots too, I think, overall for the team. And Trey Turner, I feel like, is heating up better than he did last year. And Castellanos, they both were getting dragged early on. I mean, we're 2 weeks in, 3 weeks into the season. So I feel like you can't really put a lot of stock into anything that's happened recently, whether that's good or bad. For a lot of people, it's still so early yet, and it's definitely positive. I also just want to note, last night, Phillies going to extras, second man on the second to start. We all hate that rule, we all know. But Phillies bunt over the guy, right? Gets the third, and then they win the game. Why is this not the move every single game that goes in the end? With the
and it was your guy, Chase, too. Christian Pache with the big hit.
Yeah, he's the one that comes through in Kyle Schwarber's spot, so nobody has big expectations. He's been kind of, not shunned, but hasn't been getting a lot of playing time because of how well Brandon Marsh has been playing. He could probably be playing more than Whit Merrifield, but Whit Merrifield at the same time had a big bunt last night to get Stott over. And really it was a game that they were about to lose again. I mean, they lost to the Pirates series. That was, not great baseball from the Phillies overall, especially their bullpen. But yeah, I would say, it's definitely just nice to have the swing of baseball back. I look forward to the nights now and 7 o'clock start times and whatnot. It's nice to have it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm looking at my fantasy team, looking at checking out different games, what's happening.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded the fantasy app yet. I got to get on that. Chase, real quick, any early concerns from Bryce Harper? Obviously, all 3 of his home runs came in the one game. I know the Phillies, this team is built on home runs or nothing, but he's batting around 200 and not seeing the ball as well as obviously he's seen. I know there's going to be some type of downfall with players as well as Bryce Harper play, but any early concerns from you?
I would say not so much. I think he's still just trying to get in the swing of things. I saw he switched out his bat already a few times this year and switched his hands where they were, specifically in the Pittsburgh series. They highlighted that. But I was actually more nervous about him playing first base, and so far he's definitely met blew my expectations out of how he's playing first base. I mean, he seems to have great awareness for the position, even though he hasn't played it that long. And just the plays he has been able to make were pretty remarkable. For a guy who was pretty much an outfielder most of his career. I don't even know if he ever played first before his injury. So
yeah.
I think the bat's going to come around. He's too good of a player not to. Even if the power numbers dip a little bit, I still feel like contact-wise, he's still going to make a lot of plays. Maybe it's a year where his homers are down, but he has a bunch of extra base hits, type thing. So
yeah,
I think it'll work out.
And that's weird. It's a little weird to me because I think traditionally Harper, I think, has always been a slow finisher. Is that correct? He's normally it's the opposite for him. He gets off to a fast start and then he kind of sometimes has like a rougher July and
which he didn't get to. I don't think he played much in spring training, right? Because he was coming back from an injury.
Yeah, I think they were kind of trying to work him in, and
but
and then they keep having scheduled off days. I don't know. Rod Thompson has this thing where he says if you're gonna get hurt, it always happens early in the season. So they're really trying to give guys days off, and I feel like that's nice, but at the same time, I feel like it's not helping rhythm for some guys. I think Bryce Harper is a rhythm guy.
No, for sure. And
and one more thing about the Mets before I just talk quickly about Doc Gooden, who got his number retired.
I have a couple questions too for you both.
Okay. Mets still have JD Martinez chilling in the minor leagues because he had some back tightness and now he's rehabbing. So they're expected to get him in the lineup, which will be a nice, just really experienced veteran bat to just kind of add from the minor leagues is kind of nice, especially a month into the season. So looking forward to having him in there.
Oh yeah. Play better than a Tehran debut.
Tehran 1 start and he was done. That's what the Mets have been doing. They don't have the pitching like they have in the past, and they've been kind of piecing it together. These guys have been coming up and pitching well. So, and the bullpen's doing their thing. But as we talk about the Doc Gooden thing, I just want to bring up his stats because I'm a stat guy. But the Mets retired Doc Gooden's number, probably long overdue. So don't know. He basically his career got cut short because of drugs, but he was just a dominant pitcher and probably could have been one of the best pitchers potentially ever if it wasn't for drugs. So he had.
Can you see this? Okay, Chase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at just his numbers, first of all, he got in the league at 19. Immediately just puts in this stat line at 19 in his first year. Which is just absurd. And then he follows up 85 and one of the most ridiculous seasons to date, probably just in Major League history. I mean, that's just
24-4,
1.53 ERA, 16 complete games.
What?
And this is the 80s, so it's not like, you're not talking about the 20s and where they always did.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just such a consistent pitcher just for pretty much 10 years. I mean, the highest ERA he ever had was a 3.67, was always just really good. Obviously 86.
Where did he finish in the MVP voting in '85?
Well, I forgot to.
Oh, he won Cy Young. Okay.
He won a Cy Young. He was 4th in the MVP.
Dang, his first ever year in the minors at 19, he was 2nd in Cy Young.
Yeah, so he was just. I mean, he was a generational talent. Just part of that '86 Mets team that won, but also part of the '86 Mets team that had issues off the field too. So there was drug stuff, and a lot of that cut his career short. But I mean, I think he's one of the winningest Mets pitchers. Obviously, Tom Seaver's number one, but it was cool to see him acknowledged under the new ownership of Steve Cohen. The Wilpons probably wouldn't have ever given him this ceremony, so that's also one of the nice things with the new ownership, not just the money, but kind of acknowledging past players. It won't surprise me if like David Wright in the next 5 years also gets his number retired. So it was cool to see. I was happy they did that, and just a phenomenal baseball player with some off the field issues. So would have been a Hall of Famer if he just stayed away from that. But
I think that's something I'm glad your point the Mets did something for him, because one, they haven't won since '86, but also I think it's a big part, especially baseball. Baseball is such a big history sport, and there's these fans. I mean, you hear about all the time that have been going to games 60, 70 years, and like these guys have spent definitely more than enough money. It'd be cool to like go out to a game, and see someone like Doc Gooden recognize. And I didn't even know much about him. I knew the name, but you pull up these stats and it's like, oh my gosh, like you feel for the guy, maybe if he played today, he'd have more. I mean, there could, there's always the social media hate, but maybe there would have been more resources for him too. So it's a shame. I mean, he still had a full, career, but obviously it tails off once you get into the '90s. So, and he was still so young at that point too.
Yeah, well,
which probably played a role.
Yeah.
So
no, I think he. I mean, that first. He was 19 when he came up, and 20 when he had that ridiculous year. Like the ceiling was just.
Yeah.
And also the height of cocaine, 1985.
Yeah. Yep, and that was
definitely didn't help anything.
No, that was definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly could have just retired after 10 years and just called it a career, and it still would have been amazing.
Because all these seasons, like none of them were. I mean, I guess this year is not terrible, but most of these years were not the same guy.
See it all closest to a Hall of Fame player. Like,
I mean, his numbers, like you had a 53 WAR. That's pretty solid. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think at this point, just he didn't get there. But he's the other thing was, what was it? He's Gary Sheffield's his nephew, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Can we see his numbers in the postseason?
All right. Advanced pitching postseason.
Oh, he doesn't have a postseason win.
No. Although ERA is not terrible.
Oh, in '86, would he pitch 2 games? Oh, that's
2 series.
Did not pitch well at all in the World Series. He actually pitched really badly. But yeah, Gary Sheffield, I just looked. He is Gary Sheffield's Dwight Gooden's nephew. So
that's crazy.
So anyway, just wanted to talk about that and highlight a guy who's got some ridiculous numbers. So I'm a big fan of the stats. So,
and no, it's cool.
All right.
And real quick before we move off baseball, just 2 quick questions for you guys. First one is biggest surprise so far in the young MLB season, maybe besides Phillies or Mets. Anything like the average fan may have not noticed it. Me, I'm still watching a lot of basketball. Have only been watching a bunch of Phillies games. That's it. Anything that sticks out. I mean, obviously the Phillies played the Pirates and they're playing well, but I don't know if that's a surprise to me. I just didn't know if anything stuck out or not.
I mean, I guess two quick things. One, the pitching. That's just. I mean, every top pitcher feels like they're on the injured list. Spencer Strider, for his next notable one, wasn't not going to lie and say I was sad about it, but
You weren't rooting for it.
I wasn't rooting for it, but I wasn't like upset about the news either. But just the pitchers, I mean, so many things, and we've talked about a lot on the podcast with the velocity and also the pitch clock, two things that are, I think, destroying arms and something they're going to have to address. And that's where guys like these guys, Corey Lewis, these dudes who are throwing in the lower 90s, they might have more longevity in this MLB. And then the other thing is the A's, because I shit on the A's all the time, and so I have to talk about the A's when are they 7-9 or 8-9?
They're 7-9, I think.
Yeah, so
still behind the Angels, but
hey, the Angels, I said at the beginning of the year they might be better than we think because Ron Washington's a good coach, and Ohtani's not pitching anyway, so that's what they would have needed. But yeah, A's 7-9. I thought they would be like 1-14 at this point. So.
Okay. All right. Second question for you guys. Oh, Chase, did you have something?
No, I was gonna say the pitching. Okay. Yeah.
And this kind of goes hand in hand. So, second question. This is based off of watching the Phillies game over the weekend with Lindsay. Actually, it was last night's game, Monday night's game. Aaron Nola's pitching amazing. He's into the 8th inning. I think he's at 98, 99 pitches when he gives up maybe a single or something like that. And Rob Thompson ends up taking him out. And her question was, and my answer is there isn't, but maybe you guys know something different with the analytics. Is there any sort of inning count or pitch count? Like, I know it's not a strict rule, but is there like specific numbers that these coaches are looking at? You get to like a magic number of pitches or innings, and it's like time to go. I explained the basic. You go through the third time in the batting order. And like in Aaron Nola's case, Charlie Blackmon was coming up for the 4th time, and he in his career does well against Nola. But overall, I just didn't know if you guys knew like, oh yeah, 105's like the pitch count you got to get out or not.
I mean, I don't think I think it depends on the pitcher. I don't think there's a pitch count. Okay. I think generally more like you basically just said it. I think a lot of managers are looking at like third time through in the lineup, like the pitchers are now on a really short leash. And some pitchers might not even be able to go through in a third time. So, I mean, guys definitely don't have the luxury of throwing much into 100 pitches, let alone more than that. I think if a pitcher ends an inning with like 90, they're taking a good hard look at potentially pulling him. And you got guys like Nola and Wheeler and established guys like that. They may let them go back out, but otherwise, those are very far and few between in the league right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like 100 pitches is kind of like the milestone for a lot of managers. I think they all just get really jumpy now when anyone gets to that. And and I think it always usually times out to be they're going to be facing the lineup for the third time, or matchup wise, they don't want to an opposing batter or something like that. But I think another thing that could be killing pitchers too is the fact like the minimum you have to face for relievers, whereas before they could just, I know it was adding time onto the game, but it also took a lot of jobs away from guys. And I feel like now bullpens they get used way more, and the same guys have to get used all the time instead of being like, oh, this is our specialist, this is our lefty specialist, our righty specialist, the general guy, a setup and a closer. Now I feel like it's all just relief guys. Like there's no generality to it.
It's true.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a good point. It's just weird that it maps out to be like 100 pitches. Mm-hmm. I think you guys are right. If you leave,
I think it's less at this point, honestly. Besides,
honestly, I feel like 85 to 90 is really the red line.
If you get out of an inning in your high 80s in the 90s, I think there's a really high % chance that for that reason you get pulled. Yeah. But it's weird. Like, well, I don't know where the number came from. Like, I mean,
I almost feel like the managers, like Chase said, they're jumpy, but they're also like, it's almost like it's like fun for them. Now they're like, all right, let's figure out some matchups and like do this and tinker with this and do that. And they get the pitchers out of there. And like we haven't seen a pitcher in a while that's just like a friggin' bulldog that's just like yelling, barking at the manager to like he wants to stay in the game.
Yeah,
When,
like
and it's
legitimately pissed when they see the manager come in.
Yeah, like we need
I
someone.
feel like now guys just like they're already like their eyes are taken off and you can tell body language, but
Yeah,
yeah, I need
like, I'll
like a
never
Carlos
forget.
Zambrano freak out.
Yeah, I'll never forget
Yeah.
the Blake Snell in the World Series.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't know if we were watching that or what, and just like pitching great, got like a little trouble, like a walk and maybe a bloop single, and then like they took him out, and he was pissed, and we were all like, "Are you kidding me? You're taking out like one of the best pitchers in the game," and of course they lose. And
well, and growing up, I understood it in the National League. Like if it was a close game in the 7th or 8th inning, and you had a couple of runners on, and the pitcher was due up, that was like a big spot for a pinch hit guy, which another guy who lost his job as the pinch hitter for the most part. Now they may come back some with relievers having to stay in, Chase, to note that. But I think that was like an easy gimme for me before, but now I'm like, well, yeah, I don't really know besides, the analytics third time through the order. But I guess you're right. If the pitcher gets done an inning and he's in the 90s, chances are he's not going in. And I don't think I've really seen more than maybe Wheeler every once in a while gets to like 110. But besides that, I don't see a whole lot of.
I'd be interested to know what the highest pitch count someone had was last year in general.
Last year?
Yeah. Like I wonder if anyone got to like the 130s or something like that.
Let's look it up right now. Let's set the over under at 120. Did anyone pitch more than 120 pitches last year?
Oh my god, 5.2 innings.
No, it wasn't.
Let me see. This might be better than the Reddit, but this is average.
Oh, average. Oh, look at that average. Only Hunter Green was over 100.
Only one. That's kind of crazy too, actually.
That was so far.
2023, not one guy had an average pitches per game over 100.
So it makes sense if you leave the game in the 90s.
All right, now go back to like 2005 or something. Can you see the season?
Wait, it's a season. Hold on. Okay. Oh, it only goes by 2011.
All right, 2011 it is.
Oh, yep. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at this
2011. Look at this.
Oh.
Top 43.
43 guys.
How the game has changed. That is like literally a perfect way
and look at all those names. Those guys were workhorses.
Oh, there's the other Colby Lewis, but it's Colby Lewis.
Yeah.
Hiroki Kuroda.
Burley.
Oh my gosh, Randy Wolf. Like some of these guys weren't even good.
Ubaldo Jimenez and Mac. But like that just shows you that's top 43 were over 100 or more, and there's 0 last year.
Who was top 5 in that list? Weaver, Verlander, Hernandez, Lincecum, Holiday. Love it.
That's a solid top 5.
I was sorry, Lincecum's like 137 no hitter that year.
I feel bad for Lincecum. He's had a rough life after retiring.
So wait, we didn't even figure out what's the most someone pitched in 23.
Yeah, it doesn't have actual games. So this is
that
was interesting. We're gonna find out on one of these sites. We'll find out. Doesn't look like it's gonna be this site though. So
yeah, we might have to just risk it with the Reddit.
We might just have to risk it for the Reddit.
Reddit's like Wikipedia percentage, right? I feel like
it said Griffin Canning at 120.
I could believe it.
And 5.2.
I mean, he's already at 101 when he got sent out for the 6. Okay, I believe 120.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. I set the over under at 120.
And plus, the Angels were garbage, so they probably had to.
Yeah,
they probably had no choice because they probably burned through their bullpen. So there was already a limited day, and they're like, "You have to do this."
Yeah,
5 2/3 innings. You averaging like
go back out.
It's like.
I wonder if it just went wrong from the start. Like he had a 30-pitch first inning, and then there's like, okay, well, we'll just get the most out of you.
Oh my gosh! Well, that was really interesting to actually see that and see like just the change.
So indirectly, there is.
I'd love to see 2005 now, but we'll have to do that.
They might have not kept track. Then.
That's true. They might.
I know. I feel like they probably thought it like wasn't a useful thing to keep track of because I don't know. I feel like for a long time, the move was to be like, get 7 innings, set up guy, closer. And bang, 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 3 pitchers in. Well, you still have your entire bullpen. But, like, if your 2 top starters can do that consistently, Because I feel like there's so many times where Rob Thompson's like, "Oh, we have a limited bullpen." And I'm like, "This is every day. This isn't just an unnatural thing with you.
Yeah.
This is all the time, buddy.
Yeah.
Like you run through so many pitchers, it's ridiculous."
And my actually to the pitch count thing, my biggest pet peeve when they started measuring pitch counts, they were like, first of all, I that was a really hard. I'm really bad with adjustments, especially in baseball. That was one of my hardest adjustments. Seeing that pitch count on the screen.
Mine's still the box.
It's so easy. Oh, the box is the worst.
I hate the box.
Yeah,
when they started measuring pitch counts, when a guy would get 4 pitches for an intentional walk, that blew me out of the water. I was hot watching that pitch count go up. I'm like, come on. He's throwing to like 30 miles per hour outside of the zone. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
So all those guys out there that maybe can go out the next inning because they didn't intentionally walk you guys 3 extra pitches.
That's true. If you just go on that, but then you had like 2 and intentional walk or 2 that weren't actual pitches.
Yeah, you'd be at like 8 extra pitches. So maybe in 2011, that could be why it was a little. I'm not going to blame it on that. There's not many intentional walks.
Everyone's on a +4 curve.
Yeah. I hated that so much. Oh my God.
No, the box. I don't understand why it's necessary.
Explain to the average viewer. It's what the strike zone is supposed to be on every single baseball.
It's probably for the more casual fan.
It's just a reason to be more mad. There's no winning.
Like I don't like it.
Is there any winning?
No.
No, and it's not even like. Especially when the camera's offset to one of the pitcher sides, I'm like, this is stupid. You're having a square box on an angled camera.
Yep. So and then they'll still show the replay of the strike zone box and the ball coming in. I'm like, we just call this.
I'm like this isn't a robot ump. He's not going to call it because it hit there.
Well, that's the thing. I don't mind if they had a box. If they do robot umps, I don't mind. I won't mind the box the same. But because it's still subjective with actual people, I don't want the box.
Yeah. Like if you have Angel Hernandez calling your game, why do you even put the box on there?
Oh yeah.
There's no point.
No point.
I don't even know if he knows what a box is.
Probably not.
There was a Phillies game last year I was playing, and inside, like if you're looking at the screen, the right inside corner, inside for righties, outside for lefties, the ump was giving at least, a couple inches off the plate over there, and he was calling strikes all night. And I watched the whole game, so I knew, like, if it hit there, I'm like, okay, that's a strike, regardless of what the dumb box says.
Yeah.
I mean, if the box kind of, I don't know, if you kind of knew an ump strike zone and where to go, then I can see it a little more, but.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like every camera angle in the ballpark should be dead center behind the pitcher. I hate it being off center. It drives me crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a pet peeve, but I love when they play the Twins because the Twins camera is directly in the center.
Do you remember
to the Twins?
That just like reminded me of like Little League when the umps would be like, instead of behind the plate, they just go behind the pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just do it from there. Yeah.
They'd be like, I think that's a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it drives me nuts because it's like you have all that space out there. Why did you put the camera? I guess so they can get more advertising in, but
yeah, it is stupid.
Is it really worth it? Are you really making that much money to have an offset camera? It looks like somebody just plopped it out there and they're like, oh, it's in center field.
It's fine.
Yeah, like it's in center field, but it's off center. You fuckwad.
All right. Well, on that note,
hot.
All right, we'll move on.
We promise you we love baseball.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I love it. Hey, MLB, why don't you just give me an option where I can pick my own camera?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
They should do that. That's an idea.
Nothing's worse than when the NBA does like the over the top review or something like really bad.
Yeah, true. I'm surprised the NBA hasn't started using drones to go right behind.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's what they use for robot umps. Just use a drone. Well, it just hovers above the catcher. Just reads it. And then the batters, when they're mad, they can just turn around and smack it with their bat. Just smash a drone right there at home plate.
That'd be, instead of breaking the bat over your knee, that's like the new thing.
Yeah. You just blast this drone back into the people.
All right, so let's get into some NBA playoffs. We talked a lot of baseball there. I put up this bracket. This is not like the official bracket. This is just like the 1 through 8 as of now. But obviously the play-in is mattering. And I think I can bring up the play-in tournament too. That should be somewhere, right? Should be somewhere.
I don't know.
Play-in tournament. There we go. Oh, it's telling me how. Oh, I don't really care.
Good job, ESPN.
I thought it was going to be a little bracket situation.
All
right, so play-in tournament. First of all, I'll just talk Knicks quick. And that just, I don't know what just happened there. All right, Knicks 2 seed. I wasn't super thrilled. I was kind of hoping for Indiana at the 3.
You think the Bucks lost on purpose?
I don't know though. They're not gonna have Giannis for a portion of that series.
Yeah, but Indiana versus Miami or Philly. I mean, you literally said this was worst case scenario. You having to play Miami or Philly first round.
Well, it's not for sure yet.
Well, you have to play one of them. You play the winner of the Heat in the Sixers game.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm rooting for. What are we gonna? That's gonna be intense if it's the Knicks Sixers first round, Knicks 2 seed, 6 or 7 going into the year. If you had told me it was gonna be Knicks Sixers first round, I definitely would have thought it was flipped as far as Sixers 2, Knicks 7.
Yeah,
I don't know the last time. Then first, we got to give some credit to the Knicks. No Randall, bunch of injuries all year, which every team deals with. No Randall's the big one.
Brunson should be in. I'm not saying he should be MVP, but he should definitely be in that conversation.
Yeah. A 2 seed, that is impressive. I don't remember. The Knicks are a relevant team in the NBA. I can't tell you. I don't even think a Carmelo Anthony squad was the 2 seed. I think they topped out at 3. I can't tell you the last time the Knicks were 2 seed. So it's great until it isn't, but I think they're going to be competitive against whoever they play. Yeah. I'm not going to count it as a win.
No, I would personally rather have the Sixers only because Jimmy Butler scares me, and not that Embiid doesn't, but I feel like with Mitchell Robinson healthy again, they can match him up a little bit, and he doesn't have to score at all, and you can just try to limit Embiid. He's not going to shut Embiid down. We can limit him. But yeah, the Sixers Heat, I would definitely have rather played the
Indiana Pacers. Orlando Magic.
Yep. Any of these 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's a playoff basketball. It's exciting, and we'll see. I'm just excited the Knicks are where they are. I'm not going to complain now. I'm not going to complain they won a game to get.
You don't have to stress about. I never thought I was going to. I don't like the NBA play-in tournament, and now I'm even more stressed out being in it. The fact that one of our friends the other day, Gordon Philberg, I'm literally calling you out right now on the spot, telling me we don't have to play the Celtics until the Eastern Conference Finals when we haven't even made the playoffs yet. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, this does not count as far as making the playoffs. You got to get in that.
No, and if they lose the first game and win the second, then they get the Celtics first round. So there's the only scenario where they don't get Boston is if they win against Miami. And I think over the series, they either split 2-2 or Miami won 2. I want to say they split 2-2. But, I mean, right now, I'm just going to hop right in. Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. You guys need to play it all. This is not a 7-game series, which everyone knows you shouldn't need freaking win 4 of those to win an NBA championship. This is a 1 game. No DeAnthony Melton on our side. Miami, they have no Terry Rozier. So across the board, I would call it even injury-wise. This is going to be scrappy. Philly's going to be rocking. Joel Embiid, I know you're not 100%, but I know you don't need to be 100%. Let's go out there. Let's give it your all, and let's get this dub so we can rest the rest of the week and get ready for the New York Knicks. That's all I have to say.
I love it.
Knicks are going to beat you guys. That's going to be an intense series. You're going to have to watch a game or 2 together.
They need to win first. I am not speculating at all, but If they do play the Knicks,
but you would much rather play the Knicks.
Every Knicks, if they do play the Knicks, every game we're putting out. Chase and I each have a Sixers pick, and you have a Knicks pick, and we're throwing a parlay.
I like it.
Every game, no money lines involved.
I like it.
No money lines involved.
But we all know who we're rooting for in the East. So I'm out wear my Kevin Knox jersey.
By the way, is there any team in the East that scares you besides Boston?
Besides Boston? I mean, a healthy Bucks, but also you now have Doc Rivers, who's basically like taking out. It's basically they traded away Drew Holiday a second time by putting in Doc Rivers.
Yeah. Also, I don't want the Bucks to win it all. I just really feel bad for Damian Lillard, who finally it's like, oh, here's a title contending team, and
could have stayed in Portland.
I mean, that's
true.
Could
have came to Philly. Could have done a lot of things.
He was upset. He was all upset this past half the season because he left his home and him and his wife got divorced or something. I don't know.
Oh man, that sucks. But he could have done it earlier if he came to the Sixers. But whatever. First round long matchup. That's what he's used to, and that's what he's getting.
Yeah. I also need to give some credit to the Eastern Conference as a whole, who's basically gotten shit on for the last 10 years for having 8 seeds in there as the losing record. If all goes according to plan, every single team in the East will have a winning record. If the Bulls or Hawks sneak in, that will jank everything up. But the fact that the A seed right now is 10 games over, we have to give the East some credit. They have the best team in the league record-wise and top to bottom straight competitive basketball and a lot of high-level play for all the people over the 2010s saying they need to make one top 16 team bracket. Shut your mouth. We already don't have divisions. At least give me the conferences. And the East showed out this year. So I just had to make that note as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just, oh my gosh. Sixers.
Yeah.
Please, Sixers, just win.
I mean, listen, the Sixers, when we talked about it, when Embiid came back, we laid out their schedule, and we were hoping they would get through with at least 6 wins. They got 8 wins, and I feel like that really rejuvenated them. I feel like they're a whole different team now, so I'm not as scared playing the Heat as I was maybe a month ago. A month ago, I would have said no shot. Doesn't matter. This team's cooked. They don't have any wherewithal within themselves, but now it just seems like they're playing as this is the start of the real season, which I'm happy for that type of attitude. I think that's how you win a championship, and I believe in Nick Nurse to do this. He's a defensive-minded guy. We have to go down there and shut down Jimmy Butler, and I don't think they have anything else that could beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I look at the standings and see the Heat and Sixers at 7 and 8, and I feel like those two teams can make more of a run than 4 through 6, which is just it's flipped. And but everyone's within 2 games though, so it's not like the records are so close.
Well, I know they did this because of guys resting and not caring about the regular season. This is the NBA saying F you back, players and organizations saying you have to show up and play every game
right
to not put yourself in these positions. But I'm sorry, if the Heat or the Sixers don't make it and the Bulls or Hawks do, that's just terrible mojo. I mean, everyone remembers the Sixers in 2012 as the AC beating the completely injury depleted 1 seed Bulls without Joakim Noah, or Derrick Rose. But those things can happen, and oh gosh, I'm joining the LeBron train and just straight hating on the play. I mean, you could lose potentially some great teams.
Yeah.
It's also just dumb. Why do you have to win 4 7-game series to win a championship? But now we're going to go best of 1 right here. There's no baseball. It's the 1-game wild card, and then it's the best of 3. And then it's the best of 5, and then it's 2 sevens. That's perfect.
There's no 1 game anymore.
And there's no 1 game anymore, which is fine, though. But they ease into it.
Yeah.
Baseball does it perfect.
What would you like, a best of 3?
Yeah, wild card.
Games. No, I mean for basketball, that'd be a lot of games.
Well, maybe then the first round's a 3 or a 5.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've talked about that. A 5 would be good, I think, for at least the first round.
Yeah.
Is there any I know the West, we can bounce over here quick.
Yes.
It's just a weird top, like you have the Thunder at number 1. The most intriguing first round matchup, I mean, gotta go Clippers and Mavs. Well, I mean, us included probably didn't think necessarily Kyrie and Luka would work, and it has definitely worked well this year. And they're playing really good basketball. So
they're like the Knicks, though. Boy, did they get the bad draw.
Yeah, and I could look at like 4 through 6, and any of these, like you got the Suns down there who could easily make a run, and then you got the Lakers and Warriors who could make a run. Like it feels a lot more open in general in the like this year. I don't think the Nuggets are just going to run away.
I think any of these 10 teams could easily make it to the second round. I could make a case for any one of these teams to make the conference finals. Besides maybe the Pelicans, because they haven't shown me anything and didn't have that great of a year. But this is insane. I feel so bad. The Kings spiraled right at the end of the season. They were like the 5th seed all year. Yeah. Spiraled just enough time to run into the Warriors, which is what happened last year. And in Game 7, Steph Curry dropped the 50-piece to knock them out. And just, boy, did they have – they have a tough – they got to beat the Warriors and then the loser of the Pelicans-Lakers. I don't know if they're going to – they're back to their old Sacramento Kings self, but –
it's not a great spot either because if you win, like the Lakers-Pelicans, whoever wins has to play the Nuggets. Whereas if you lost and then won, you get to play the Thunder, which is a 1-8. But almost – you feel like you'd almost rather play the Thunder than the Nuggets.
Are you playing that game?
What?
Would you?
No, I'm not.
If you were ever in the 7th or 8th hole,
you have to win. You have to win the first game.
You're not going to throw it?
No.
Rest everybody?
And try to beat the potential game of the Warriors? No, you got to try to win. It's kind of like unfortunate that's how it is.
I mean, right now, can you name a team you don't think could go to the conference finals?
The Timberwolves.
The Suns, because they're going to get hurt.
All right, so there's 2.
They're all playing, right?
Also, I'm not going to get off a tangent here, but Rudy Gobert being like ridiculous odds favorite to win his 4th Defensive Player of the Year, that should not happen.
That's garbage.
Yeah, no, it's annoying.
He does not play like hardly at all in crunch time, and you cannot be Defensive Player of the Year and Best Defensive Player and not play in like the biggest moments of a game. And that puts him in company with like Ben Wallace. Like guys, it just I don't know. It's
the dude that touched everything.
I'd be more okay with Victor Wembanyama as Defensive Player of the Year, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his blocks are more meaningful. Like, I feel like Gobert is only out there, it gets like 3 blocks, and they're like, "Oh, so great, so great."
Yeah,
he does nothing.
Like, the team is good defensively.
Okay, what if the Timberwolves make a run this year and he contributes to it? Like Ben Wallace won a championship and he was out there starting every game. I mean, you don't believe in the Timberwolves, but let's say they make a run and part of the reason is because of Gobert's defense. Would you give him credit?
Sure, if that was the reason. I'm just like they've become one of the best defensive teams in the NBA in general. I mean, you look at their opposing points, 106 is probably lowest in the NBA.
Ridiculous. Is it lowest? Yeah. So
no
wonder he's favored.
But it's not just him. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think he should be in that conversation. We talked about it. Ben Simmons should have won 1 year, and yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget that. It's back when I was Ben Simmons train.
I mean, that year he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. He really should have.
God, I would love to see Ben Wallace match up against Gobert right now.
Oh, Ben Wallace would eat him for.
I feel like he would break his top half off and shove it up the other half off his ass.
Oh, Luke Garza! I didn't even realize.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably why their numbers are so good, Luke Garza.
Yeah.
Probably comes off in good minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to do some. Do you have any prediction bet or anything, Ryan, for NBA? I know you were talking about one. If not, you don't.
Not on the spot. I might throw something out there on the socials if I come up with something. It's just, I'm just so stressed out about this one game against the Heat tomorrow night. Like, and I just know they're going to go after Embiid, even though it's a 1-game thing. And I just, oh gosh, it's going to be so stressful.
When do they play tomorrow?
They play tomorrow night, and usually Lindsay and I go to trivia, so I'm going to sit in the other room where they usually have the basketball game on.
She's just going to do trivia herself.
No, they have trivia in that room.
Oh, okay.
But I'm definitely going to be watching the game if we go.
I respect it.
Oh my god.
All right, well let's dive in here to a little bit. We're getting towards the end of our show. But UFC 300 recap. So I'm gonna see if I can. I feel like I should just bring up the video. Because, and I know it was on Twitter, so I know I can just do that. So let's go. That was Poirier.
By the way, this is a card I watched a lot of for the first time in a couple weeks. And I thought it was really cool that at the start of the prelims, they ran an old style UFC introduction with the old gladiator and the interviews and then the highlight knockout montage. It was tremendous. I recorded it on YouTube. I watched it like 50 times so far.
Are you talking about where they went down like the path and it was like stuff all on the like the promo, or not the promo?
No. This was just like at the start of the card. Like
okay. I did not see
it. And it only did the undercard. It wasn't for the main card, which I thought kind of sucked. I was hoping they would do it for the main card because of how many just heavy hitters they had. But it was really cool to see. I loved when I had Fight Pass just to go through and watch old UFC cards. That's how they all started, with the gladiator walking in and the music, and then it was just the highlight reel of everyone's knockouts or submissions, like all your best moments, synced up to a track, and then it ends with, just a live shot of the event. I mean, it really gets, outside of Bruce Buffer's introductions, it's probably the second most thing that I really look forward to, of just being hyped for the moment. And I feel like that was a great way to lead into how much action this card had.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
I'll send it to you. I have it. I recorded it, so I can send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched most of the end, towards the end of the prelims, and then all the main card. So I didn't see some of those beginning fights.
Was there anything you guys were disappointed about? I feel like 300 came through.
No, I mean, the card was stacked. It could have even been more stacked if they didn't stack 299 the way they did.
Yeah.
Also, but damn, I mean, every fight.
But I feel bad for Zhang Weili because her fight was a lot of, to come off of the Holloway fight into that one was really just a big dump in a way. Because it was entertaining. Zhao Yaonan was in it. I mean, she basically got choked out and was out essentially after the first round, but rebounded. She really gave a good fight, but there's no way you could have topped the Holloway fight after that card. After that moment.
Well, and even Pereira, the fight, like, amazing knockout, amazing, just like shrugging Herb off, and like the finish and the after moment. But it was just, that Holloway fight almost should have been the main event.
Like, this night ends right after.
So it was just unfortunate on that case. But here, while we have it up, before we keep talking, I'll just, for anyone who didn't see it, Max Holloway fight, final 10 seconds.
Can we watch? Can you play that again?
And that was with Mark Goddard, the audio, because he had said something about wanting the UFC to release it. So he was like, "Oh my gosh!" But here's the
shows some mortality. Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here. Oh, big connection late.
Man,
that's a clean KO, right? That is a clean KO.
Yeah.
Face first on the canvas. Holloway wins the BMF title. Oh my goodness.
Joe Rogan's going nuts.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
So a couple things from that. Like, one of the best knockouts ever, potentially, in the UFC. I mean, we can go through a list if we wanted to, but that was just the way that it happened. To go in the middle of the octagon with Justin Gaethje probably up 4-0, maybe 4-1, I guess, at that point. Gaethje could literally have knocked him out in that sequence. Like, that's just why it's so crazy. And he broke his nose. Holloway broke his nose in the first round, broke Gaethje's nose in the first round. Gaethje's not going to go down. They just kept kept trucking, and holy crap, like that just.
I mean, so he was losing. So what? He knew basically he had to go for a knockout.
No, he was just winning. No, he was winning.
Oh, okay.
He was winning.
So he could have sat back and just coasted out a win.
Yeah, most guys at that point they'll just like raise their hands, kind of like go around, like dance. For him to do that, like just ridiculous.
Yeah,
with Gaethje, like.
I mean, it was a moment when it happened. I jumped off the couch. Like, I couldn't believe that. First off, number one, like you said, Ben, he just put it all on the line. He was like, he didn't even care that he was up 4 rounds, literally piecing up Gaethje. There's nothing Gaethje could do that Holloway didn't have a great counter for or just was on the offensive. Just laid it out there and said, let's do this. I mean, to do that in a fight where you're not really getting a real bell, but for that moment of just like, all right, who's the guy who's willing to do the craziest thing you can absolutely do? He just went and did it. Like, he went and called a shot and hit it. And top 5, one of the craziest moments I've ever seen just unfold. Because he easily, like you said, he could have danced around. He could have done a lot of things. I mean, but the way that he fought Gaethje was what the Gaethje was doing it to other people. So the fact that he went in there, couldn't get, I mean, he was eating Max's leg, but that's the only thing he was really doing to him. That was legitimately it.
And even as big as it swelled up to be, Max never acted like it even hurt, because that's just Max. But Gaethje, even before the very end of the first round, when Max broke Gaethje's nose, or at least it looked like it. I don't know if it actually did, but it looked like he broke his nose. Gaethje did not look the same. Like the first round, he looked really tentative. That is not the Gaethje I'm used to. And even the whole fight, even like I'd say the first 2 rounds, I was a little like, this is okay. Like it's a little, they're kind of working things out. And the last 3 were incredible. But Gaethje did not look like the same fighter that we've seen the last, couple of years. So I don't know.
I mean, especially like when he came out and fought Poirier last time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now Poirier's getting a title shot.
Yeah, it's crazy how it flips so quickly. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, and give credit to Max Holloway. I mean, that little spinning back kick thing that he was doing, I don't think he missed a shot with that. He was so accurate with it. You could tell the time off, the way he had it. I mean, it was impenetrable game plan. Like, there was no way. I think Gaethje could tell right from the jump that it was like, okay, this is not the Max Holloway I was really preparing for. Maybe.
Yeah, and seeing him not having to cut the weight, like his punches definitely had a lot more impact. Like in this fight particularly, than there's some fights like I saw with Volk, he's kind of like piecing him up, but it's not like any of the shots are gonna necessarily drop him. I know Volk is a tough guy to drop too.
Yeah.
But like it seems like seemed like he had a lot more behind his punches in general, even before the knockout. There was a few times. So it was incredible showing for Holloway. Already one of the best fighters to do it in MMA before this fight. I mean, he's a legend in the sport before this, and now his stock has risen.
How much time was left in the fight when that happened?
1 second.
When
it knocked out.
It was literally the end of the match.
A buzzer beater. Yeah.
4:59 out of 5.
5 rounds, which most, the non-title fights and stuff were 3. And so they duked it out for 5 minutes, and he basically said 10 seconds left. Let's leave it all out here and knock him out.
And that's not the first time he's done that. He's done that.
Yeah, he's done that. But he was a champ for a reason. I feel like he still has that. He just rises to the occasion. Every time you think he's out, every time you think it's not. I mean, he loses to Volk 3 times. A lot of people, that probably wilts their career right there. I mean, that might be the end for a lot of people. Not for him. He stays active. He's still taking fights with people. He took fights with people I didn't even think he needed to fight, but he still fought them, beat their faces off, and then goes out and fights Gaethje, probably one of the most dangerous people you can just draw out of a hat and fight for nothing. He's fighting a weight up for a belt he's not going to fight for. And he's just fighting this guy.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that.
Obliterates him. And the whole fight, I'll give it to Gaethje. You can't count him out. I was tense the entire time. I was like, Gaethje, all it takes is one wicked shot, and it's over for Holloway. There's no way. You can't last with that. And then to just go right into the fire. I mean, he does it. The bonuses were $300,000. He got both. He deserved another $300,000 on top of the $600,000. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, and I was like, to your point, Chase, I had that parlay for Holloway, and after the second round, he probably was up 2-0. And I was thinking of looking at the cash out and the cashing out because of like, all right, Gaethje's probably gonna start turning it on here, and he could literally one punch get knocked out.
Yeah.
And they didn't count the one knockdown as a knockdown. So technically, I guess Max Holloway's still never been knocked down or knocked out in his career, he's been fighting the UFC for what, 13 years now? 10?
Yeah. I think since he was like 17.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Or 18.
Anytime I'm watching a fight, I always lose my marbles whenever, like, you have to be so concentrated whenever they don't do things other than, fight. Like when Max Holloway was literally like pointing like right here, I'm like, he's literally giving up half his body right now. And the confidence, but also like concentration. I forget the one cocky guy that always
Anderson Silva.
Yes.
Yeah.
That always is like messing around out there. And I always just, I'm like,
once though.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what I always think about.
But every time leading into that moment, all he needed was an inch and he would end your life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would be up against him against the cage, and you're like, there's nothing he can do right here. All of a sudden, just a wicked backward elbow that you never even saw coming, and then you wake up 15 minutes later, have no idea what just happened to you.
Yeah. And talking about that, I'll just go to another fight on the card. Yuri, he is one of the most like unpredictable fighters. He can pull like anything out of his hat. He was like getting destroyed by Rakic, and Rakic was fighting super clean, just like looked so good, so crisp. And Yuri was just kept coming forward, daring him to just try to knock him out. And then Yuri just knocks him out. I mean, he's got some crazy finishes and just another one to add to the card. And he's just got that like that different look that I think makes him unique too. Just different stance, different way of fighting. So,
I mean, he fought the way I thought Gaethje was gonna fight, where Yuri was taking it, and Rakic just never went for the kill shot. It seemed like he was really tentative, like he was afraid of a counter move from Yuri, and then Yuri just put it to him. Yeah. I mean, that second round, he was just like, you're done. You didn't put me out when you had the chance.
How would you feel? So Max Holloway and Poirier probably fighting. Assuming.
I mean, he has to now. There's no. I don't know how you.
You could make that a low-key double title fight and have it for the actual title and the BMF.
You could, yeah. I mean,
I don't know if they would, but you could do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's up to Max if he wants to put it on the line. I feel like he's not going to say no.
Yeah, we have the BMF.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like Topuria has some sick knockouts, but I don't know if he's like, he even said he would have never pointed to the middle of the octagon up that much and risking it. Like, you got to be a little bit of a psycho to be like, let's do this.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the craziest thing ever.
It is.
It's so crazy.
It's like he caught a boa constrictor and then just let it go in his house and would be like, I'll catch him again. And you're like, what?
Like, Floyd Mayweather is known as one of the best all times, and he's just known for like coasting to wins after coasting to wins. And you guys said it happens in the octagon every night. It's a 5-round fight, and he's essentially got it in the dub. And you guys both said Gaethje could knock him out. There's a chance, and he doesn't care. Like
Gaethje.
Holy
is
crap! That's wild. That is insane.
It was outrageous.
Can we watch it one more time?
Just the balls on him to be like, and Gaethje he goes for a front flip knockout, almost got it.
Yep.
Almost got that, and then Max Holloway wasn't close enough to danger for him. He said, all right, let's just actually throw hands and see what happens.
It's insane.
I love it.
And just the audio too.
This up because I was interested.
I definitely. I like this list.
The best knockouts. No, it's pretty zoomed in.
Yeah, I mean, we all know number one, Oscar Masvidal.
Yeah.
4-second knockout, pretty crazy. Probably not the. I feel like it's a crazy knockout, but I don't think it's the number one knockout.
Oh yeah, the flying knee. I remember when
I
that
agree.
happened.
The Ngannou one is pretty filthy just because of Overeem's, like, just
Yeah.
what happened to him. Edwards
Aldo
one's really,
McGregor, that's a pretty. I mean,
that's iconic.
yeah, just the moment leading into it is crazy. Silva Belfort, front kick knockout. Actually, you know who should be up here in the top 5 and isn't? Is Shogun versus Randy Couture when Shogun, or not Shogun.
Who's number 10? Oh, and nothing else.
I thought Amanda Nunes and Cyborg, that one should be in here
Oh,
too.
true.
But
I meant Lyoto Machida. Yeah, there
There
it
it
is.
is.
Machida, Couture. Dude, that was also
Cyborg,
a front kick, but it was a
there it
leaping
is.
front kick.
yeah, that's an insane one. And
Yeah.
that was Yuri, the Yuri and Reyes and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Usman,
Spinning elbow.
Edward.
And you know what else needs to be on here is when maybe it's down here.
We're down here.
I
now.
like this one.
Rockwell Bisping too. Yeah, that was pretty.
That was a good one.
And that was before UFC 200.
Is Korean Zombie and
Max.
no, that one. But when
Max.
he fought,
at the buzzer.
yeah,
That was another buzzer beater.
yeah, the upward
They
elbow.
put this one down to 39. That's kind of
Okay,
rough.
okay, that's
This is tabology too, which is considered usually.
Ends at 50. Oh, it goes forever.
Yeah, there's
all right.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that guy's little Peter Griffin. And
What are you looking at?
Look,
Why is that relevant?
that's funny.
Also, can we just pull up the card results because
yeah,
there's another fight I want to talk about because there's a kick, a specific kick that I've never actually seen live get thrown, and it was the craziest thing in my life. All right, so it was
or no?
no, it was maybe on the main card. I think it was the main card.
It's the main card.
Yeah, Sarukian. He threw an axe kick on Charles Oliveira.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Dude, that is such a wild
I didn't
kick to
see that.
throw
Shoot.
in real life in a fight against somebody who's a former title challenger.
He missed it, but
So an axe kick, you have to bring your leg up, up, over their head, and then kick them in the neck when you bring it down.
Oh, is this guy gonna actually like show us the kick or not?
I don't know. The screen actually is not loading.
No, I know. I didn't do it on purpose because I didn't know if it
Oh
was
my
gonna.
gosh. So no one does it.
So here. See.
I mean, you have to be so flexible to do it.
Holy smokes. In a fight?
And he went for it.
Yeah, it's like.
So
Look
what?
how
You
high
come
his leg is.
straight down on like their neck.
Look at that. Look at that flexibility.
do that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, just insane.
I mean, and also this was a fight. I think if it went 5 rounds, Charles Oliveira might have got the win.
Oh, I agree.
I think he was heating up and given another 2 rounds. I mean, he finished choking Sarukian out,
Yeah.
So another 2 rounds, really grinded out. I mean, and Sarukian's another guy setting himself up for a rematch with Makhachev. He's putting himself in that contention spot with a lot of solid wins. So
Yeah. And I mean, we could talk probably even more about 300. I just want to quickly, before we're done, they announced 3 more fights, 3 new fights. Conor McGregor back in the octagon. I know everyone's probably excited. Finally facing Michael Chandler in July, I think.
yeah.
Does he have any shot?
He does. I mean, his injury is it's one of those tough injuries coming back from. But Michael Chandler's gonna go out there, and he's one of those guys he'll stand up and punch with you. And dude has a career in WWE when he's done. He's really good on the mic.
Yeah.
Makhachev and Poirier, did not see that one coming, but as a big Poirier guy, was super hyped. Literally just lost to Gaethje like a couple months ago. not a couple months ago, but like, what was it, 6 months ago now?
Yeah.
Then he comes back and fights
Benoit Saint Denis, the hottest rising prospect in the division.
Gets destroyed in the first round and then comes back with a wicked KO.
And put him out.
Put him out. So he gets that shot, and then there was another fight that I'm missing that got announced.
I just still can't get over this end of this Max Holloway fight.
Another fight.
I like watched. You guys sent me the video right after it happened because I wasn't watching it, and I watched it like 20 times in a row. I'm like, this is insane.
I was watching on my phone while Julia was sleeping. I had to get out of bed and like pace. I was like, oh my god! I like couldn't stay in bed anymore.
Like, it was shocking. Like, just to be like, what? And the Gaethje to not even just be wobble, just done.
He died.
Like, just folded over.
Usually it's a TKO. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see clean.
He had taken so much beating. Taken so much beating throughout that fight.
He just died.
And he did not look. I mean, they were like trying to get the blood out of his nose because it was definitely broken. They were like shoving fucking Q-tips up there, just like deep Q-tips.
These are you have to give. I think you give Gaethje as much credit because these are he probably. I mean, his team's saying exactly what you both thought. You still have a chance. You land one hit.
Well, he was a favorite coming in. I mean, this is not like Holloway's like some heavy favorite. Gaethje's a favorite coming in, and that's why this was a BMF. Neither of these guys were gonna quit. The one was gonna have to get knocked out or something.
Yeah, you knew something was gonna happen, and it was gonna be devastating. Whatever happened,
it didn't disappoint. And like the announcers too, like Joe Rogan, like that's Joe Rogan, right? Just freaking out.
It was.
That's why you gotta like Joe Rogan because he's watching as a fan just like we are, and that's what we're.
It's authentic. Like I'm still getting goosebumps just thinking about that moment where it was just like after a tense 24 minutes of tense fighting, and then for him to be like throw it up, this is a Hail Mary, and you're like, oh my god. My god, I'm about to watch a car accident happen, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. And I will say we shit on Fanatics a lot, but the one good thing that now Tops and Fanatics has UFC for cards is they do this thing called Tops now, and now that they have UFC, they do it for UFC, and it's basically like the next day you have Tops now UFC cards come out specifically on a moment. So like a card came out of Max Holloway like the moment that happened, and like Pereira the moment, like so it's like. Commemorating not just like the actual moment. So that type of things I like is like I don't know, it's kind of neat. So
something to pick up at a card show.
Yeah. So
well,
we're kind of running a little long here. So I think we might just get into the immaculate grid. Is that good with you, Chase?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We'll save story time for next week.
Story time for next time.
Yeah,
we trucking through some of these cat topics and probably keep talking for another hour.
I'm just excited I got to contribute to the UFC conversation. I mean, that was just.
Yeah.
And I'll do my quick NASCAR recap. It was at Texas this weekend. Chase Elliott finally ended his winless streak. I think it's been 6 years. No, I'm just kidding. It's been a few years since he was champ and just fell on a cold streak. Anyways, Hendrick Motorsports continues being dominating. They were running really good at the end. This was also a race that had like 30 cautions. It was just not a good day condition-wise. A lot of people. Christopher Bell got into a little bit of some dirty traffic early and then just could never rebound. So for me on the year, not great prospect wise, but we still got 20 some odd races left. So he's still in contention. And my last note, Bubba Wallace running really hot there, got up close to the lead, fell off, and then I didn't see him the rest of the race. So classic Bubba Wallace fashion. That's my update, and that's your NASCAR.
Where are we going next weekend?
Next weekend is the big one. This is if you're not into NASCAR and you feel like you want to dip your toe in and watch a crazy race, this weekend is Talladega. It's a big track. Everyone runs wide open. There's always a big, insane crash at some point in the race that wipes out a lot of people. You could probably just put a slit in Bubba Wallace's name right now for me in that big collision, but we'll save it and find out on Sunday. But yeah, this is a big one. This is a big outside of Daytona. Talladega is probably the next biggest watch NASCAR event.
Wow.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, let's get some immaculate grid. I will say, as I'm bringing this up, quick Phillies update for you guys. Ranger Suarez is currently through 8 innings, five hits, no runs, 6 Ks, but he's only at 89 pitches. So we'll see if they let him.
Also, they have to put him out.
They're
Hold
up
on.
3-0. Do they let him go?
Hold on. This just makes me even more mad for the last year in the postseason with them pulling him after like 3 innings every time.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing the Rockies, who are one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, but Ranger has
the Rockies are
Ranger has the ability to be a legit starting pitcher and go deep. And this is I love it.
But here's a question: they're up save situation, 89 pitches. You got to let them finish, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least let him start. Do the thing. We let him start.
I agree.
If I'm Rob Thompson, I'm not even talking to him. This game's in your hands. Don't make me come out there.
I agree.
All right. Right now, let's get a clean, quick 27 versus 27.
Atlanta, San Fran, Jorge Soler. It's a new signing.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. Good hit, Chase.
Good hit.
New unsexy. Atlanta, Cincinnati.
Well, I'll go my guy Anderton Simmons here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Simba.
Oh, damn it. Atlanta, San Fran, Timmy Hudson. That would have been the move.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah. That would have been
He didn't play with Cincinnati, right? Tim Hudson.
I think he.
I don't know if he did.
I don't think he did.
No, I was thinking of Homer Bailey.
Oh, Homer Bailey did play with Cincinnati. I don't think he played with the Brewers.
Yeah, I remember the Braves, you mean?
I was thinking the Brewers.
Either or.
Yeah. All right. Who we got? Brewers.
I can't even think of
what about Carlos Gomez?
Oh, yeah.
Or like a Niger Morgan. Those guys.
Gomez
might have. I was thinking Gomez here for San Fran. I know he played with the Brewers. I feel like
I don't know about San Fran. Yeah.
Why don't you clean up your easy ones first?
Okay. Shortstop and 30 home run season. I mean, we could go A-Rod, I guess. Even though we had 30. So.
Okay.
30 home run season batting for San Fran.
You want to go Bobby Bonds? Did he ever have 30?
Yeah.
Bobby, not Barry.
I know. I like it.
30 home run for the Reds. Ken Griffey.
Yeah, St. Griffey. Adam Dunn.
Make sure you choose the right one.
Should I go Adam Dunn?
Yeah, put Adam Dunn.
He's
a classic bat 200, but at 40 home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it before. It was cool.
Brewers, San Fran. Did Steven Vogt play for San Fran? The catcher, now their manager. I can't remember. I remember him more with the A's, I think.
So he's thinking of Axford, the reliever.
Oh, yeah.
Axford.
Was
on the Brewers.
He probably did.
He was on the Brewers. 100% he was on the Brewers.
He might have played on the didn't Jonathan Broxton play here?
Yeah.
On both?
Good hit. You got the 1.0.
That's kind of weird.
Atlanta, Cincinnati. Atlanta, Cincinnati.
Think of
the Brewers shortstop. I mean, Adames played. Willie Adames, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of one Brewers.
I'll just go with Adames. Oh, I didn't type it in.
Okay. We're two away.
Atlanta, Cincinnati.
Is anyone commenting? Did you check Insta?
Nope, I haven't looked at all.
If we have a night, I hope we really have a night. Anything? Oh, come on, fans. We need you right now.
Atlanta and Cincinnati.
How are you not coming through for us?
Okay, so there's got to be an out. I'm thinking there's got to be some like outfielder that we're missing. Moustakas never played for Atlanta, right? I don't think so.
Nah.
Like Michael Bourne.
Eddie Rosario, or none of those like recent guy.
What about? It's always got to be a reliever. That's the problem, and I can never remember them all.
What about like a Nate Shearholtz or Scott Pasednik or Jeff Francoeur?
Bronson Arroyo.
Francoeur's on a bad one. I don't know if he played on the Reds.
I don't know either.
I'm going to the Reds first because I'm struggling.
Yep. Hunter Green, Bronson
How many
Arroyo,
ranks ever
Joey
played?
Votto.
Brandon Phillips. Did Brandon Phillips ever play for
Oh!
Atlanta?
Oh. Well, now you got me down a rabbit hole of like Dan Ugla. Yo, Brandon Phillips might have played on the Braves.
Do you want to go Phillips?
I don't know. Yeah,
I like
I feel
it.
like he did spend 1 year with somebody else.
Let's
Oh,
go!
I like it.
Let's go!
So we try Gomez here. I'm trying to think of.
What about a Ryan Vogel song?
I like it.
Did he play with the Brewers?
Oh,
I have
Axford's the my sleeper.
I'm
pick.
just I'm just picking people I knew play with the Giants.
Axford could potentially be in too. I'm just not sure.
Who was that other reliever they had with Axford?
Oh,
I thought it was Brox. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not Brox.
Did Braun? Was it Ryan
Oh,
Braun?
I'm thinking of Corey Knebel. Never mind. Okay,
Prince
sucked.
Fielder. Did Pablo Sandoval come to the Brewers?
I don't think so.
Pat Burrell,
Pepperell was on the Giants.
Hunter Pence. Now I'm just trying to think of Phillies that went to the Giants because it seems like everyone did.
Cody Ross. You want to go from the Phillies there?
Did you say Niger Morgan?
Yeah,
That's a sleeper. I like Loki. Like that one.
there's a lot. One of those is right. you
Yeah,
know?
we know something's gonna be right.
What do we think? What do we think?
I'll let you guys decide this time. I'm not gonna throw up the brick.
Did Jeff Samardzija ever play with the Brewers?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we saw the name Randy Wolf earlier. I know he was a Brewer.
Randy Wolf could have been that too. A lot of potential names.
All right, I'm out. I'm out.
What do you think, Chase?
I mean, I can't even. I'm trying to think of like Brewers team
Wolf,
from like
Oxford, Gomez.
Like Matt Cain ever?
like the Prince Fielder days of.
Yeah, I'm
Brewers.
struggling with
Ryan. It was like
guys.
Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder.
I'm struggling to go around the diamond. That's why I was thinking
Corey
like
Hart.
Gomez, Corey Hart, like Richie Sexton. Oh, he was earlier. Lyle Overbay.
Oh yeah! Oh my God.
Lorenzo Cain.
King. All right, let's just
I just put Axford and call it.
put Axford.
Angel Pagan. Did Pagan ever play with the Brewers?
Pagan. Oh, he was a Met for a minute.
Yeah.
Jonathan Sanchez.
Oh my gosh! All right, just put someone.
Jonathan Sanchez.
You got to go to like the third name we said,
Axford Axford, Gomez, or Wolf
or
are my
Niger
top
Morgan.
three.
I like Randy Wolf. No, I like Axford more.
Just do Axford.
Oh,
Damn.
McCutcheon.
Oh no!
That's not.
When was he in the Brewers?
He had a really brief stint.
Oh my gosh!
All right, let's see who we missed. Which one of those names was?
Nori Aoki.
None of these are like.
I don't see anyone.
Mauricio Dubon.
There is nobody.
Okay, well, Gomez isn't on there either.
Aaron Hill.
Aaron Hill.
We didn't
These are-
say.
these
We
are-
didn't say it.
Wait.
We said so many
Wasn't it
names.
Levon Hernandez, Fausto Carmona?
No, those are different guys. Fausto Carmona was someone else too, though. I know what you're talking about, Chase.
Yeah, Fausto Carmona has a different name.
Yeah, I don't think it was Levon Hernandez.
Oh,
though.
Darren Ruff. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cody
we missed. So the
Ransom.
hitting was off. LaTroy Hawkins.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Because you haven't used them in
I
a
haven't
minute.
used him enough time. Let's see if Wolf. Oh, no Wolf.
There was no one we really said. Okay.
I don't mind that we missed it.
No, that's an okay miss.
Okay.
All right, let's just quickly get a 9 for 9 at basketball. With the playoffs about to start.
Duke. Oh, he goes Zion.
Wait, hold on. Hit the screen still on baseball.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
sorry.
here we go.
Good.
Oh, Duke Pelicans, easy money, Ingram.
This is Zion.
Duke Pistons.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Duke Pistons.
Didn't they ever have one of Duke's big men? One of their garbage big white guys.
Probably Plumlee.
Oh yeah, Mason.
Which Plumlee? Mason.
Wait, don't put that yet. Definitely
Mason,
not-
Miles, or
for sure.
Marshall.
Okay.
Mason.
It's all the fun. Marshall didn't do anything. How did he even get an NBA stint?
Kings Celtics. Ooh,
Oh, this is
what?
gonna be. This is gonna be
Oh wait,
Suns.
Kings Celtics. Rondo.
here.
Yep. We
Wait,
gotta
does Rondo
use.
fit anywhere else that we would need him?
I like
He
that.
probably fits a Pelican. Or,
And then Suns Celtics. You might as well go Shaq and get that one out of the way.
Yeah. All right, this Pistons one's gonna be rough. Pistons Suns.
The Pistons had Bojan Bogdanovic, and the Kings had Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
You have like
Kevin Knox been playing with Suns.
Pistons
Oh.
Kings. Isn't that like DeLone, right?
So we just risk it right now.
And
We might as well just see. No E at the end. Yeah.
what
Oh,
a
Chase.
good hit.
My
He's with
gosh,
the
that was a
full-
sneaking. That was a sneaky
full.
backdoor.
No, we gotta keep playing the game.
Kings Pelicans Boogie.
Oh my gosh, that would have been such a bad miss.
Dang, Chase, you're carrying this one.
All right, Suns
Didn't Isaiah
Pelicans.
Thomas? Was he on the Suns or no?
Oh, yeah.
Not Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah, little guy.
Wait,
They-
Suns Pelicans CP3, right?
Oh my gosh. Chase, we almost missed all these really easy ones.
Isaiah Thomas for like the old Isaiah Thomas or no?
I don't think he did, and I don't think the
Oh,
little
the
one.
little one didn't.
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't want to say the little one, the new one.
Pistons Suns. Come on, they definitely. I feel like they.
Dragon Bender.
Monty Williams didn't take anyone with him to
Dario?
Detroit this year. He had to take somebody.
I know. They had so many.
Jonathan Isaac.
Who are the
or
tall guys
James
on?
Wiseman.
Yeah, who are the big guys on the Suns? They have the Pillsbury Doughboy. I always
Did
forget.
Olenek
They had
ever play on
Ayton
both? Oh,
Where's Ayton at?
he's on the Blazers.
Yeah, in Portland. Way.
Yeah,
Oh, Kelly Olynyk could be it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Olenek or
I'm trying to think of the Suns
Jason
team.
Richardson.
Like Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Knight.
Oh, Brandon Knight. That's the Brandon I was thinking of.
Brandon Knight definitely played on the Suns. Did he play on the
Yeah.
Pistons?
Yeah.
Let's just do that. I think that might be in.
Let's go.
Oh!
Never get a clean basketball
hit.
grid.
What a hit. Let's go. Oh, Isaiah Thomas was there.
Bagels.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Dang.
Oh yeah,
Let's
Kings
go.
Celtics. Yeah.
9 for 9.
That's clean. Chase, you really carried us there.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah.
crazy. I did not expect to just pop off like that.
Yo, literally there was a couple big ones that like the Boogie and Chris Paul, that would have been bad.
Yeah. All right, San Fran 1,000-yard rusher, Frank Gore.
Yeah, just pile through this quick.
Yeah, just
Bengals 1,000-yard rusher. Where do you want to go with that one? I mean, there's a lot of people.
Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
First round draft pick and 1,000 yards rushing.
Eddie Lacy.
Oh yeah.
Did he ever have 1,000?
He had to have stumbled onto 1,000
I
yards
mean,
somehow.
Saquon's the safe one, right?
All
Oh my god.
right, let's just go Chris Johnson here then.
First
Right, I
round Washington draft pick. There's a lot of slop we can pick from in that category.
Ryan
Chase
Kerrigan.
Young's the easy one that comes to
Yeah.
mind for me.
Ryan Kerrigan, I think, was a first rounder.
Yeah, he was a first rounder. I mean, Dwayne Haskins was a first rounder.
Oh yeah, let's
Oh.
go Dwayne.
I don't know what I just did.
I can't believe you tried to put Eddie Lacy in the bottom right. That's the easiest thing on the map, and you just chucked up a brick,
Chucked
dude.
up a brick.
I'm so.
What about Reggie Bullock here? Is he on the Bengals ever? I
I
don't
was
know.
like Adam Jones. So see,
Yeah, Adam Jones fits right there.
Is it Pac-Man?
yeah, no, it's Adam.
Oh, just Adam Jones.
Why-
Titans, San Fran, Delaney Walker.
Do we want to go back here to actually?
No, I want to see if we can clean house.
Okay.
Washington,
Young
San
fits there.
Fran.
Oh, Young.
Oh, good thing we saved him. You went young.
That's why.
Oh my!
Right here.
Washington, the Bengals. I
don't know.
Washington, the Bengals. Hold on, I'm thinking here. I'm thinking
Santana Moss.
Oh, we can go back to the bottom right. Then we don't get anything.
Bengals, Washington. Bengals, Washington.
Eddie Lacy. He had like one good year and then he got
Bengals,
big. And then
Washington.
Who even know he got 1,000?
we're gonna look up Eddie Lacy stats.
Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram probably had 1,000 and a first round pick. Reggie Bush probably did Reggie Bush.
Yes, he had 1,000 that season.
Giovanni, not Bernard.
Could have done Zeke.
Zeke.
Oh yeah, let's go Zeke. Finish out with Zeke. And then we're gonna look up Eddie Lacy.
Fuck, I'm pissed I can't get the Redskins Bengals.
Fitzpatrick.
I don't remember him on Cincinnati. He must
Neither do
not
I.
played. He's been behind Andy Dalton.
You want me to look up Eddie Lacy?
Yeah, real quick, Eddie Lacy. For anyone still on the map. Someone could hop on right now and just think that we're obsessed with Eddie Lacy.
They could.
Oh, he's on a Jets uniform? Oh, Seahawks.
Wait, what? Was he not?
Oh, he was a second round pick.
Oh,
Was it you?
oh no, that's Pat.
I didn't even think about that. I thought he was a first rounder.
Well, we might as well stop recording because Pep just
Yeah. All
exploded
right.
the room.
We're going to stop recording. But if you're still watching, we appreciate it. We're going to just stop recording at least. See you guys.
On that note.